All right, shalom, shalom. All right, before I get started, I want to give all praise and glory and honor unto Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem Rakah, Kodash. All right, double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And shalom, wakasah, laha bakyar, which means peace and mercy to the elect. Throughout the four corners, wherever you may be. All right, I'm the brother Amar from the branch of GMS Cleveland. Come back at you with another video. Lord willing to be edifying to whomever may be watching. And I'm going to read this title, man. It says, the world champion for Israel, Floyd, quote unquote, money Mayweather's remark to the RJC annual leadership summit. And I'm going to play some clips from this video. And I'm just going to, pull some scriptures out. Same thing we do every day, man. The week in, week out. These lessons are for edification's sake. All right. And the reason why I'm doing this video is just to show you and to highlight the coonery of our people and the sellouts among our people. So, for those of our people that look up to guys like this and just these entertainers in general, because that's exactly what they are. All right. They are entertainers strictly for entertainment purposes, man. That's the reason why they're getting paid this buku amount of money. It's for entertainment purposes. It's bread and circus. There's nothing different from the Roman Empire. All right, when they had gladiators, gladiatorial events, and all these other things that was spectator sports. All right, it was just to distract the people. All right, and back then they didn't have to really pay the athletes or the warriors, but now they do it because we're just in a different time. But he's a modern day gladiator. All right, a great fighter, I will say that, a great warrior, but a bitch ass nigga. And like our apostle Tard did that quick 1 minute, I think 1 or 2 minute video. He says, "Oh, they got him," and that's an understatement. He's been bought and paid for. But let me play this clip. All right, and I'm going to play a few clips out of this video, and then we'll get these scriptures. But like I said, there's always been sellouts among our people, and that is the reason why the Lord will destroy 2/3 of our people. So that's the purpose of this lesson, to show you the wicked amongst our people and the ones that truly are against Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. So
take you back for a moment to Dubai in November 2022. We were there for a Floyd Mayweather exhibition match.
By the way, this is fair use. Fair use. All right. I'm doing this strictly for, educational purposes. All right. I'm not, by any means making money, monetary, none of that. So like I said, the reason why I'm using this content is for fair use. Fair use.
And Champ turned to me and he said, "What can we give your son Jonah for his birthday gift?" It was the end of October. Jonah's birthday's in November. And then Jonah chimed in and said, "Champ, I would love it if you would come with me to Israel." And that was the beginning of the connection with Israel. Because you see, when Floyd cares, he cares deeply. When he shows up fully. That spirit did not change when Israel faced its darkest day. Immediately after October 7th, Floyd did not ask what should be done, but he filled his plane with emergency supplies, private equipment, protective equipment and gear for the soldiers, and he made sure it got there fast.
Look, this is a modern way of butt breaking. All right. Matter of fact, let's look this up. Break. Slovakia. It says buck breaking refers to a brutal practice of public physical and sexual violence inflicted upon enslaved black men. Often referred to as bucks by slave owners and overseers during the slavery era, particularly in the American South and in the Caribbean. The primary goal was to assert dominance, strip the enslaved men of their dignity and masculinity, and instill terror and compliance within the entire enslaved community. All right, and then it says description of the practice. The methods used were both physical and psychological. All right, and you see this to this very day. And yes, it did, as it say, public physical and sexual violence, because the practices that Esau Edom uses to this very day, they're not new. They're old methods that have been tried and tested, and then they figured out that these methods have worked. All right, like I said, these methods are old methods that they've been using. They've been tried, tested, and proven. All right, so that's what I wanted to say. They not only been tried, but they have been also tested, and they have been proven to work. That's why you see these Negroes and these other, the other tribes behave in such a manner where, you like, man, why the hell are these Jakes, doing this type of stuff? It's because the methods that Esau Edom is using has been proven to work. So it says, and I'm about to get these scriptures. I'll just, bear with me. It says, description of the practice. The methods used were both physical and psychological. Physical abuse, enslaved men were subjected to severe beatings with whips and paddles, often resulting in a serious injury or death. Sexual violence. The practice often involved forced sexual assault or rape of the male victim. It says sometimes by multiple white men and in front of other enslaved people, including their family. See, and man, yo, this right here, this should actually piss you the hell off, man. All right, that these fucking devils, man, would do such a thing like this, man. All right, you feel me? And you know what I'm saying? And these are things that actually took place, man. All right. So it says public humiliation. It says the abuse was often carried out publicly to serve as a stark warning and deterrent against a resistance or rebellion. And the aim was to break the spirit, quote unquote, and will of the individual, making them compliant, man. And this is exactly what's happening to this very day, man. All right. It says the documentation, the practice is mentioned in historical records, including oral histories passed down through generations, testimonies from formerly enslaved people, and some written writings by slave owners. However, specific widespread documentation of the term butt breaking and historical records have been subject to debate. Blah blah blah. Yeah, so you see that right now. This is exactly what they're doing with him. They're butt breaking this guy. They're doing public humiliations. All right, and like I said, I don't have any proof, but more than likely him and all the rest of these niggas, I personally believe, all right, through the spirit, that a lot of these niggas be getting sexually assaulted. All right, whether it's willingly or unwillingly. All right, and there's other things that take place. All right, physical abuse. All right, threatening, so forth and so on. All right, so let me get this scripture real quick before I continue on, man, because I gotta grab a preset, man. I got to. Man, this is a damn shame, man. All right, and this is the reason why. All right, the scripture say what it says. I'm about to read, and I'm gonna grab. Damn, I already thought I had that pulled up, man. What did I just want to pull up, man? Yep, dainties. Bible up. Yep. So let me read the scripture. This is the book of Proverbs 23:1. When thou sittest to eat with a ruler, consider diligently what is before thee, and put a knife to thy throat, if thou be a man given to appetite. It says, be not desirous of his dainties, for they are deceitful meats, right? Now, dainties are usually associated with food, you know what I'm saying? Like, delicious, appetizing food. It can be, sweets, or it can just be a delicacy. All right. But I'm going to show you there's a spiritual meaning behind that as well. All right. I'm going to get it. But just breaking this down, it says from the top, it says, when thou sittest to eat with a ruler, consider diligently what is before thee. So you have to ultimately understand too the reason why, if he's a ruler, or if you are in the presence of a ruler and he's having lunch or dinner with you, and you're not of nobility, or you don't have any money, or you're not a ruler yourself, you have to understand, you have to consider why you're even at the table eating with this individual, or why you're in his presence. All right, it's not because you have a nice personality. No, they want something out of you. All right, and that's what you have to come to the conclusion when these things arise. All right, anybody at that matter, if they don't have your best interest at heart, but especially a ruler and you're just a regular individual, especially if you Jake. But you're supposed to consider these things, but a lot of our people, they get brought before these damn rulers, especially Esau, and Esau start waving that money around. Then next thing they know, they jump into hula hoops. So it says, verse 4. It's like you're jumping down to verse 3. It says, it says, eat thou not the bread of him that have an evil eye, neither desire thou his dainty meats, right? It says, for as he thinketh in his heart, which is his mind, so is he. Eat and drink, saith he to thee, but his heart is not with thee, right? So they'll say, hey, no, eat up, man. Enjoy yourself, have a good time. You know what I'm saying? Would you like some more caviar or wine or whatever the hell they want to fucking offer? All right, they'll do these things, but in all actuality, they have a completely different thought or setup or ulterior motives for you. So this is a typical Bible dainty. All right, it says topical encyclopedia. In biblical literature, the term dainty, quote unquote, often refers to delicacies or luxurious foods that are associated with indulgence and sometimes moral caution. The concept of dainties is mentioned in various contexts throughout the Bible, often highlighting themes of temptation, self-control, and the fleeting nature of earthly pleasures. So dainties is not just luxurious food or delicious, desirous foods. It's also associated from a spiritual standpoint, temptation, self-control. All right, it says Old Testament references. The Hebrew word often translated as dainties. It says matamium, which can mean delicacies, or savory foods. In the Old Testament, dainties are frequently associated with the opulence of royal courts, or the enticements of the wicked, right? Because they've basically fattening you up, right, with the wine or nice, expensive ass food, and the women. All right, just like when you seen that movie 300, what King Xerxes did to the hunchback individual that tried to join the Spartans. All right, he showered that nigga with the gifts. It says one notable reference is found in the book of Proverbs, which warns against the seductive nature of such indulgence. Proverbs 23:1-3, which I just read, advises when you sit down to dine with a ruler, consider carefully what is set before you, and put a knife to your throat if you possess a great appetite. And it says, do not crave his delicacies, for that food is deceptive. This passage underscores the idea that dainties, while implying, can lead to moral compromise or entrapment. See, that's the thing. All right, that's what it's talking about. All right, is it telling you that if you don't consider what's before you, and then if you don't have a strong spirit and strong mind, and we reject, these gifts or these dainties, all right, you can find yourself entrapped, all right, or snared. So going back to verse 7, it says, for as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. Eat and drink, saith he to thee, but his heart is not with thee. So that's the whole thing. All right, they'll tell you to, go ahead, like I said, enjoy yourself, but overall they're not with you. All right, they have something totally different set up in their mind for you to do. So this is Proverbs 22:5. Thorns and snares are in the way of the forward. He that doeth keep his soul shall be far from them. All right. So if you mindful of what's happening, all right, you trying to avoid these snares and these thorns, all right, you gonna just pretty much stay the hell away from them. All right, that's what Jake has yet to do, man. So let me go back to this because I haven't finished playing the clip. It was just hot on my spirit to grab those quick precepts. I'm gonna play the damn commercial.
As a matter of fact, When the insurance company notified him that they would not cover the plane because Israel was at war, Floyd had a 30-second discussion with Jonah. And then Floyd said, "Get the plane there and get it there fast." Not long after that,
fucking tap dancing nigga, man. Coon, man. Look at him, man. Head down. You should be ashamed of, man, of how you moving. It's no background.
he came himself, not once, but several times. Each visit during the war was another reminder that he does not just talk about loyalty, he lives it. We saw Floyd at Tel HaShomer Hospital speaking with every single soldier who had lost limbs, looking them in the eye, telling them that some of the greatest fights of his life took place outside of the ring. He did not rush for a moment. He made each hero feel like the champion. Eli Bear, you hosted him at Hatzalah headquarters, and he met with volunteers, heroes who saved lives every single day. He visited a military base to give encouragement to the heroes putting their lives on the line. They set up a boxing ring, and he climbed into the ring with soldiers, not for cameras, not for publicity, simply to raise their spirits. He met Israeli special ops fighters with their faces covered to protect their identities. To each and every one, he expressed respect, gratitude, and love. This is what courage looks like when it's wrapped in compassion.
No, this is what bitch assness looks like. All right. This is a complete sellout, man. Like I said before, man, this is the reason why the Lord is going to destroy 2/3 of our people. If you wondering why the Lord is going to destroy 2/3 of our people, man, look no further, bro. Like, why is he doing all this for these heathens, for the chief enemy of not only our people, but more importantly, Yahweh Shem Yahushai? These people are the chief seat or chief tribe of Esau Edom. All right. Amalek, the small hats. All right. The Ish people, they are the chief enemy. They are the head of Esau. All right, just like you have Judah as the head of the tribes, the 12 tribes. Amalek is the head he's the chief Satan, man. He's the head of head tribe of Esau. All right, because they're so-called split off in the tribes, if you will, because you got the Germans, which is known in the scriptures as Teman. All right, the average regular so-called American Edomite. All right, and then you have Amalek. All right, which is the head. All right, and it's lucky if I forgot any of them, but that's like the main ones. All right.
This is what real friendship sounds like when it becomes action. As the great Martin Luther King once said, peace for Israel means security, and that security must be a reality. Floyd understands this. Floyd understands this and has stood with Israel in its hour of need. He has stood with the Jewish people when too many other celebrities and political leaders found excuses to look away. Even worse than that, we've seen politicians who claim to look out for us, but the facts on the ground are different. Have you ever heard the term Shomer Israel? To be a Shomer Israel, a guardian of Israel, is not a birthright. No one is handed that title. You earn it through action, through sacrifice.
And when you look that term up, Shomer Israel, all right, it pretty much says you're like you stand as a guardian, all right, for Israel, all right, and it's associated with the book of Psalms 123. Matter of fact, I'll show you this real quick. It says Shomer is Israel, all right, or Israel translates to guardian of Israel. It says and is a Hebrew phrase referring to a prayer for protection found in Psalms 121. All right. And that says a religious meaning is a prayer for God to be the guardian of Israel, protecting the Jewish people from harm, which is no such thing as Jewish people. There's literally no such thing as Jewish people. All right. Let me see. There's another one I wanted to get, but yeah, basically, like I said, that's the history behind it too as well. The protection goes into Psalms 121, protection for Israel. But the Israel that is talking about in Psalms and in the scriptures in general, when it's referring to Israel, is the nation of Israel, which are the 12 tribes. All right.
To earn it through action. So it's now my great honor to present
and a special person. Jumping butt. Bobby, first I want to say thank you. You've been nothing but a father-like figure, a gentleman, a big brother, and a special person. Jonah.
Bro, I like, man, I'm stopping right there, man. This shit is disgusting to look at, man. All right, just how much of a coon niggas are, bro. All right, they gotta go, man. The 2/3, man. Let me just get this real quick, man. Let me get this, man. Zechariah 13:8, man. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the 3rd part shall be left therein. The 2 parts is gonna be cut off and died as 2/3 of our own people. All right, which goes into a 66.6%. All right, which brothers, the elders, they used to have a pie chart. You know what I'm saying, with the 2/3 sign on it. But yeah, and then the 1/3 is the remnant. All right, the ones that have been slated for salvation, starting with the 144,000, which consists of the 144. I mean, which consists of the 1/3. All right, the 144 is inclusive or together with the 1/3. All right, so it's not the 144 and the 1/3. So you can understand. All right, it's together, but it starts with the 144. All right, which is the men. All right, all the men. All right, of Israel, not all the men. It's like the prophets. All right, men of the Lord. All right, and then you have the rest of the men, women, and children. All right. It says, and I will bring the 3rd part to the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my God, man. So the Lord is bringing us through that fire right now with the trials and tribulations that we're going through. But there will be a physical fire that the men of the Lord and the rest of the believers will go through in this upcoming nuclear destruction that will take place very, very soon. I don't want Ratazar. Shit, in the next couple months, you know what I'm saying? We looking to get the hell out of this place, man. But also, there's other scriptures I was going to go into, but just for the sake of time, I'll cut it short. Like scripture also say, man, for among my people are found wicked men. All right, and that includes niggas like him, man. All right, and these false prophets that's been set up to mislead the flock. All right, these niggas, Genesis, that group with Deacon Akkad and all, Sakari and all these, Nate, all the rest of these niggas, man, they gonna die, man. Shalom.